Hello everyone. So today we will talk about building coin and bombs game in JavaScript. But the focus is not the game. Focus is about learning how to manipulate your DOM, how to manipulate your document object model with the help of JavaScript. But we want to learn it in a bit more fun way. So because of that, we would be playing, we would be creating this awesome game of coin and bomb. So first I will showcase you guys what we are going to create, and then we are going to utilize that initial boost of, okay, so we are going to create this awesome game. So we are going to utilize that energy for writing our code. Okay, so let me just show you. We would have three screens in our game. Okay, first screen is this start game screen. Okay, if we click on this, if we click on this, we will have the start game. And when we touch any coin, we are able to hear this audio. At the same time, we can see that the score is getting increased. And if we touch a bomb, there is this game over screen that is showcasing what is our score at this moment. So our score was 30, and we have this play again. If we click this, back to, we have some coins, etc. And if touch the bomb, game over. Okay, so potential, this is what we expected, and now it's about how we can make this happen. Okay, so what is the learning journey to make this game happen? Okay, so let's share different screen. VS Code. Awesome. Okay, cool. So we will start with a basic index.html file. You will say, what are the other resources that I already have here? That's HTML. This is my index.html. Then we have this bomb coin. These are images, bomb PNG and coin WPG. That's corresponding to my coin, my bomb, and then this is the audio for collecting the coin. Okay, so that's great. If that is all fine, then potentially what we can do is we can start with this index.html. Okay, and pretty simple index.html that we can create is, you can say, with the help of initial template, let me create this. You all know what is this HTML tag, this head, this meta is data about data kind of a scenario. Then let me change this coin and bombs. Okay, awesome. And then we're going to create a div that would be our root for my complete game. Okay, so we are thinking in a scenario of something like React application. Okay, so if you are creating a React kind of application, you would have something in a similar fashion. Okay, so you will have an initial division, root, and from there you are manipulating your DOM, and you're attaching different items into that. Okay, so initial thought process that we are creating here is, even though you do not have something like a React application, but we are going to manipulate items in a similar kind of a scenario, that we would have some items and then we are adding different you can say image tags into it, or different text kind of areas into it. So we have this divide root, and then we want some JavaScript. Okay, so potentially we can say script, and within the script what we can do, const root is equal to document that get element by id root. And then what I can do, potentially, if I want to see first how I can maybe create a, I can add a heading to it. So heading is equal to document create element. I could tell any of the tags, h1, h2, h3, paragraph, etc. And I can create an element, JavaScript element out of it. So let us suppose I said h1, and then I said h1, sorry, heading that inner text colon bombs game, or whatever you want to call it here, and then root but append child this heading. Okay, so when I run this, even though my this division is empty right now, if I run this, uh, let's use npx serve. Okay, so this is node package executor, and serve is the package we are using. And we are okay, so I think 3000 is occupied by terminal. So let me stop from here and come back to here. Cool. And restart this. 40,000 ready to go. Cool. Coin and bomb game. This is what we expected. But we do not want to attach this. We want to attach different screens. Okay. Screens that will contain game element. Okay. So how do we do that? We would say let's create, we have three different screens. Let's say we have uh, start screen. Okay. .js. We will have game screen .js, and we will have game over screen .js. Awesome. So the start screen should attach a button, right? The start screen should attach a button, and that, definitely whenever you are on a start screen, so whenever you are on a initial part of any screen, you can say that initially you want a empty thing, you do not want anything. So but potentially what you can say, whenever in this function start screen, let us suppose start screen, whenever I'm starting this, potentially I would like to take the same kind of a scenario, and I want to say I want a clean state. Okay, so I can say potentially an empty string. I don't want anything in it, and then I want to attach a button. Okay, cool. How do I have this button? I can say, let us say we have a button, so const start button is equal to, let's create a button, and then what we can say, this text would be start, and start button add event listener. Whenever we are clicking on this, okay, we would say we want a different, the function that need to execute here would be the function that we would have in the start screen. Okay, so in the start screen, sorry, game screen, function game screen, and because these all would be imported in my HTML file, so because of that, this file would have access of start screen function. So sorry, we would have game screen, yeah, this function would be available here. Okay, cool. And we would be importing all these in our index.html. Script source game screen script. We can copy paste this. We want game screen, we want start screen, and we want game over screen. Awesome. We have all these three JavaScripts here, and potentially right now what we can say is initially we would have a button. Okay, in the initial screen we would have something like a button on which when we click we will have the start screen. So right now let me just put initial data in all three screens. So in the initial screen what we have is initial button. Okay, and so that it looks good, what potentially I can do is I can give you some CSS attached to it. So let's write our index.css, and potentially what I can say that my root element is flex box. So display flex direction column, align items, justify content center, width is 100%, and height is 100%, and width is also 100%. Cool. And because if I say this kind of scenario, you will need to also update your body with margin 0, because initially body will have some margin and we don't want that margin. So I will say margin 0. Okay, cool. And within this I'm adding this you can say button. Okay, so there's index.html, cool, and link style sheet index.css. Awesome, cool. And now on this button, that button I'm creating in this start screen, I also want to attach this class start button dot set attribute. Okay, class is start button. So based on that, we would have a class, and based on that, I will be able to add some CSS on this dot start button. I can say, let us suppose width is equal to 200 pixel, height is equal to 50 pixel, border radius something, background color. Let's suppose we keep white or gray something. Let me put a border to it. Border 2px solid black. Awesome, good. And we want to put this button within the center, and that's happening because of this division. Okay, so let's restart the server and see how things are going on there. Click. Okay, yeah, what we forgot to do is we forgot to initialize this thing. Right now we don't want this, we already have this. Start game. Cool. Mm-hmm. Game screen, game screen, start screen, index, start screen, and restart. Awesome, awesome. Let's see where is our button. We forgot to add it. Did we forget to add it? Yes, we did. Root dot band child start button. Cool. Here it is. We have our start button, and we are on the first step to move forward. When we click on this, it should call different function. Okay, and that function should empty up the screen and proceed for the next thing. So when I say this game screen, same thing as we had here, initially empty up everything and then attach things to it. Okay, cool. So in the game screen, empty up everything and then start attaching items. So same way as we had here, can I say when I click on this, screen would go blank? Yes. Restart. Good. When I click on this, screen go blank. And we want to start attaching items here. Okay, we would be attaching items on the game screen. Cool. So if we want to attach items here on my game screen, potentially I can attach some coins. Okay, but before attaching coins, what I need to do is I want, because coins need to be relatively placed in the whole screen. Okay, because coins need to be relatively placed on the whole screen, I first need to say that they need to be in a block that would allow relative positioning so that I can provide those items the absolute positioning. So first I will need to create a box for that. So for that box would also be a div. So you can say game box is equal to a division, and that division would have a class game box. And can I say this game box in here in this CSS class game box would have a width and height of 100%. Okay, but display wouldn't be flex. Okay, display would be, what we want to do is we want relative positioning here. Okay, so what we want to do, position relative, and we want to attach this within our um, start screen. Okay, so here root dot append child game box, and within this game box we want to add our coins. So what we want to do with coins is we want to randomly attach coins on the screen. So first, if I want to attach a single coin, how would I do that? I will say I want a coin, good, and this coin would be potentially a image coin should have a class coin, good, and this should have an attribute that should be my we have coin dot webpack. Okay, cool, awesome. In this coin class, what I need to do, I need to set width and height. Width, let us suppose you can say 50 pixel, height also 50 pixels. Cool, awesome. Let's go back, game screen. We have this available. What I can say, I can add this, but at the same time, before adding this, I want to randomly place this on the screen. Okay, if I need to place it randomly on the screen, how can I do that? I can say coin dot, when I'm adding the style to it, what I can say, I can attach style dot, and how much from the top, let us suppose I want to say from 0 to 100, how much gap you want of the total viewport height, that I can use here. And same way, from the left, I want randomly from viewport width 0 to 100% of viewport width. If we have partially viewport width and partially viewport height, we can utilize this. And what we can do with this is we would have this coin added, which would be able to get displayed on the screen. Okay, let's restart this. Start, and coin is available. Okay, let's see if our division is created properly. This division is good. Yeah, so one thing that we forgot to add is position absolute. That need to go in the style, coin dot style dot position need to be absolute. Okay, now I can see whenever I restart my game, I'm able to randomly see this coin moving on, different places. Okay, so if my coin is going at different places, can I do this in a format of a loop? Yes, I can do. So what I need to do for that is I can say I want like maybe every second or something like that. So set interval. Okay, I need a function. This function would be this. Okay, and this need to happen every 1 second. Okay, so every second I'm attaching one coin on the screen randomly. Awesome. Start. Okay. Every 1 second, one coin is getting attached to the screen on the random location. And potentially, if I could collect these coins, that would be great, right? If we can, if I hover on this and that coin gets collected, yes, that would be good. So for that, what I could do, I could simply say, uh, let us suppose, when I am over this, so when I'm hovering over my, coin, you can say on mouse over, mouse over listener, good. And in the mouse over listener, what I need to do is I want to remove this coin from the screen. Okay, whenever this is getting done, this coin should be removed from the screen. Awesome. And whenever this coin is getting removed, potentially I want to play a sound. Okay, which sound I want to play? I want to play a sound from audio, const audio is equal to new audio, and this is coin.wave that is available here, and audio.play. Okay, so right now my screen is not in audio sharing mode, so I will need to first change that so that you can hear this audio. uh, First let me see if everything is working fine or not. Yes, it is. And let me stop and reshare screen in the audio share mode. Present screen share. Okay, good. So potentially you can see the screen again, and here this very irritating audio. But the thing is that I can collect these, but this count is not getting maintained anywhere. And I want that. If I cannot maintain this count, that potentially is not giving me the benefit that I'm looking for here, right? This game is not looking like anything at this point. So for that, let's share the complete screen again. And here, again, what I want is score. So let score is equal to 0. But whenever I'm touching something, I want to have some score. Okay, and that score would be score plus equal to 10. Awesome, good. Now I would have additional score, and on the screen I want to attach my score somewhere. Okay, where I can attach it? Potentially, its position need to be absolute again, but I need to, let us suppose, from 10 10 on the top, I want this title somewhere. I don't want to put this in the loop. I just want it here, potentially in this game box division. Okay, so score box. Right now, I wouldn't consider this as a H1. I would consider this as a heading. Okay, and the score box should, you can set some class to it, or you can say score box. You can say I want to put its position. So style that position absolute. From top, let us suppose it is 10 pixel, and from left it is 10 pixel, or maybe 20 pixel, something like that. Okay, and now what I want to do is I want to say its initial value is this, and whenever we need to update, its value would be updated. Okay, score box inner HTML I'm updating here. So one thing that's remaining is appending the score box to game box, and let's restart our game. Start. I will have some coins now, and when I'm selecting those coins, my score value is increasing. That's what we expected. Whenever I'm selecting something, my value is increasing. Okay, so that's something, um, advantage of this, and as value is increasing. Good. What would be the next step? This coins should not stay forever. Okay, if this coins are just forever, that is not providing us any benefit. So that's not a game like a feeling. So how we can remove these coins? So can I say, if if these coins are not, you can say, if these coins exist on the screen. Okay, so if these coins exist on the screen, I should potentially delete them if they're not already gone. So can I say, within here I should have a set timeout. Okay, and this timeout should say that if coin is not already gone, I should remove this. But to check if coin is not already gone, what I should do, coin, sorry, let alive is equal to initially true, and then if coin is, touched, then it is false. And what you can say, that if it is getting touched here, then if false, if alive is false, then only, sorry, not false. If false, then it is already removed. If not false, or can say, if alive is true, then remove child. Awesome, we are good to go. So can we say that this will check if my coin is not collected within a second, it should be gone. And potentially we want to increase the speed of adding new coins, so that we have a game a bit higher pace. So we can say every 300 milliseconds we're adding a coin, and that coin would stay on the screen for for a second, and then it would be gone. Cool. Awesome. Okay, coins are getting on the screen and coins getting removed from the screen, and we collect the coins. Awesome, we are good to go. Then what is the next? We need to attach potentially uh, bombs as well. Okay, and bombs are not very difficult things to add now, because we already know what to do with the coins. Okay, if we already know what to do with the coins, potentially this is the same thing. This set interval kind of a thing is the same thing that we need to do with the bombs. Okay, same thing. Difference, it would be a bomb. Okay, it would be an image. Class, you can say bomb. Okay, index.cs, bomb 5050. Awesome. Image would be bomb.png. Cool. By default alive true. Let's position this bomb. Okay, position this on the screen somewhere. Okay, when bombs are touched over, we should not remove them from the screen. We should make them as a game over. Okay, our game would be over. Okay, our game over screen function, game over screen. This will take the control from here. Okay, if this happens, if game over happens, we need to move to the game over screen. Okay, cool. So if this happens, if we touch a bomb, then we need to go to game over screen, and here you can say I need to pass on the score, so that I can show the what is the score at this moment, and we can build on that. Okay, so if we touch a bomb, it is a game over. Okay, and after every second we also want to, because we don't have to have the concept of this alive or not, We can remove this and we can say after 1 second, if the bomb is not already touched, we will have this and attach the bomb. Good. Cool. Yep, everything is good to go. Cool. So if we can do this, we can restart our game to see. Oh, yeah. Definitely we need to do one thing so that we can definitely see if something is happening here. Let's copy the thing from start screen and put it here. Things we need to change is we need to clean up. Good. We would have the score, so we can take advantage of it. We would have our, instead of start, we would have a restart button that would be having restart. Okay. And we will add it as attribute class restart button. And when we do this, we should have our game screen. Yeah, all this seems good. Only difference is we also need to add a score into it. So that we had this button, we need to have a high score. High score is equal to document dot create element h1. Score, you can say score is this, not high score. If it is not the best score, potentially you might want to have both highest score and the current score kind of a scenario. So if you want to potentially want to even fetch from the local storage and save in the local storage, we can also do that. But right now, let's just say we want to show the score. So potentially you can say score.html, the score that we got from the previous screen, that is here. And potentially if we want to add some different class and some specific you can say css to it, we could add a class to it. Otherwise we could simply say uh, root dot append child score. Awesome. So let's go back. Cool. Restart, start. Yes, collect coin. Touch a bomb. What's happening? We didn't call it. Okay, we forgot to. Huh. Game over screen. Game over screen. Game over screen.js. Everything seems good. And console. Gamer screen is not defined. Hmm. Let's see why gamer screen is not defined. Gamer screen as a function. Score. Cool. Gamer screen. Cool. Oh, it is not able to. Okay. Identifier score is cool because we had error in this. Because of that, this function is not getting loaded. So problem is because of this. Score heading, score heading, score heading, score heading. Cool. Restart, start. Good. Okay. We are able to do this. We have the score. We forgot hmm, inspect console. Start button is not defined. We forgot to copy part of it. Oh, yes, restart button. Restart button. We're good to go. Cool. Restart button is here. Click. Game restarted. Okay. And only thing potentially we might need to do with this is putting good design to restart button as well. For that, what we could simply do, we already have the start button. Copy, paste. Potentially, you can say this is the same restart button, or you could also give a different design to this. That's totally up to you. If you want to give it the same design, if you want to give it a different design. Okay, cool. Restart. Click start. You will have this. Restart the game. You can collect some coins. If you touch a bomb, game over. Okay, cool. So that's all for today, and I will suggest you guys to, I will also push this code on GitHub, and I will add link in the description, so you have some, code to move forward with, what is happening, why it is happening. So I will suggest to do that, and if there is some doubts you face, you can put that in the, comment box. If you potentially, let us suppose, have some doubts, reach out to me in the comment box. You can also tell what other things you want to see, and also subscribe to the channel. So that's all for you guys, and suggest me what you guys want to see next. Okay, see you guys. Bye.